Capital News tonight. Former CCM Secretary Generals Yusuf Makamba and Abdurrahman Kinana questioned by the Ethics Committee. NACTE revokes registration of 10 colleges. And in sports, Simba Sports Club head coach Sven Ludwig van den Broek says his team is well prepared for the match against Mtibwa Sugar tomorrow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. The former Secretary Generals of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM Yusuf Makamba and Abdurrahman Kinana today appeared at CCM's office in Lumumba, Dar es Salaam in response to being summoned by the party's Ethics Committee led by Philip Mangula to be questioned on various issues. Speaking after the two former leaders were questioned by CCM's Ethics Committee, the Secretary General of the party, Dr. Bashiru Ali, said that no leader has ever refused to appear before the party's Ethics Committee.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. It's too strong.
Now, karibu. Shao. Karibu sana.
Sure. So, can I come in? Sorry.
Poleni.
And the National Council of Technical Education, NACTE, has revoked the registration of 10 colleges due to various shortcomings, such as insufficient teachers. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Director of Monitoring and Evaluation from NACTE, Dr. Geoffrey Oleke, said they have taken several measures to get the colleges to address the shortcomings, but they failed to comply to the directives.
The Commission has deregistered 7 colleges. Before making this decision, the Commission wrote to colleges in question about improving on certain areas so that they can continue to operate. The curriculum must be approved to reflect set standards and have teachers to teach subjects listed. There are certain colleges which neglect to use approved curriculum and instead use curriculum of own choice. In case they choose to come back again, then they must apply afresh, and all procedures used to register higher learning institutions must be followed.
Tanzania supports the idea of African countries having alternative sources of finance to address disasters caused by climate change. This was said by Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan at the 33rd Heads of State and Government African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, during a debate on climate change. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan also urged countries which have pledged to contribute to financial support to address climate change to adhere to their pledges.
President Ramaphosa presented the APRIM report, and it is great that we have new members that have joined, including Zimbabwe, and this is good news despite of the restrictions. The rains have caused a lot of damage, so as African countries, we spoke about having other sources of finance. But in addition, we've asked those who made pledges in Paris meeting to honor those pledges, so African countries and the world at large can fix what has been happening as far as the environment is concerned.
Iweze kufanya marekebisho na hifadhi za mazingira ili kuweza kurekebisha hali hii inayojitokeza.
Retired Prime Minister and former chairman of the Constitution Review Commission, retired Judge Joseph Warioba, has said the issue of high costs should not be seen as a valid reason to not have a new constitution. The retired judge made the statement in Dar es Salaam during an interview on the constitution in the Konani program broadcast on ITV's social media platforms of YouTube and Facebook.
Kutengeneza katiba, katiba ndio moyo wa taifa.
I don't see the cost being the reason not to form a constitution. To me, it doesn't seem as being costly. We did so in the past, and it did cost us.
Kwa sababu ukisema hivyo, kutakuwa na mambo mengi sana utayaacha. Hii wala sioni kama kwamba ni gharama kubwa sana.
A Form 1 student from Kizengi Secondary School in Uyui District, Tabora region, identified as Shaban Said Abdallah, drowned when swimming in Kizengi River, the area where the government had closed the Tabora Road last week after the river flooded the road. Speaking after inspecting the road, the Deputy Minister of Works, Transport and Communication, Elias Kwandikwa, warned residents nearby to stay away from flooded areas.
The accident that occurred here involved a group of boys who were washing clothes, but later decided to go for a swim because of the increase in the water level. I'm also aware of some fishing taking place, but one must be careful, especially if you can't swim. Road users from Manyoni, Itigi going to Tabora can use this road, however, caution must be taken. The water has damaged food, and yesterday a group of boys came to do laundry, and sadly one died in the water.
President and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein, has warned public servants who use their positions to gain wealth and violate ethics that legal measures will be taken against them. President Dr. Shein gave the warning after laying down the foundation stone for the construction of a new High Court building in Zanzibar.
I would like to remind you on what we spoke about, on being vigilant, honest and loyal. The government of Zanzibar is committed to creating a conducive environment for its workers so they can serve the people well. We had hoped to have a 6-story building, but due to financial constraints, we've only managed 4.
Azma yetu ilikuwa kujenga jengo lenye ghorofa 6.
The government in Kilimanjaro region has said that there are no confirmed reports of locust invasions on crops in districts of the region. The statement was made by Kilimanjaro Regional Commissioner Dr. Anna Mgwira. She said yesterday she had got in touch with the District Commissioner of Taveta in Kenya, who said the locusts had not reached the district as well as neighboring districts.
Sisi jana asubuhi tulipata taarifa kwamba wako kilomita 50 kutoka Mwanga.
Yesterday morning, we received information that they are 50 kilometers from Mwanga in Taveta district, Kenya. We communicated with Kenya and Mwanga authority, and we were able to confirm that the locusts had not yet arrived in Taveta, neither to neighboring districts.
Sasa kama nchi hatutakiwi tuwangoje wafike.
As a nation, we must be ready for them and have the right tool to fight them before they get here. If we fail to do so, then the potential damage is unimaginable. Prevention is better than cure.
Tutapata shida kubwa kwa sababu itatengeneza njaa ambayo itakuwa ni ya kihistoria.
The government of the Netherlands will give Tanzania 76.5 billion shillings for construction of a modern garbage dump at Pugu in Dar es Salaam, which will also use refuse to generate electricity. This was said in Dar es Salaam by the Minister from the Vice President's Office for Union Affairs and Environment, Musa Zungu, after holding talks with the Ambassador of Netherlands, Jeren Verheul.
Sana ni chafu, linaharibu mazingira, linaharibu.
The dump site is old, it pollutes the environment and makes life very difficult for local residents. So this will be modern, which will not leak water underground, polluting water sources. In future, it can be used to generate electricity.
The threat of climate change is there. It threatens the ice on the Kilimanjaro, but also it threatens coast regions. If the sea level rises, then the Tanzania coast will be at risk. If the weather patterns change, which already is happening, then farmers will be at risk. So there is a need to prevent climate change by let's say, adapting the way that we are using fossil fuels and emitting CO2. And there's also a need to adapt to the changing environment already, because you see that the climate is changing.
And that's all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, the Prime Minister's office in Uganda sent experts to the borders of Kenya to address the desert locust issue after it was confirmed that they had entered the country through Turkana County.
UPDF, as usual, is ahead of the situation, is already deployed. Local governments to mobilize the population so that this problem can be dealt with.
And thousands of Kenyans have paid their last respects to the late former President Daniel Arap Moi in the 3 days provided, with plans to lay him to rest are also completed as the nation prepares for the funeral mass for the late former president.
He was a visionary leader. He knew how politics should be run and gave us education, as well as focused on ensuring the girl child had a future through education. If we can be given vehicles so that we can at least go and take him to his resting place, we ask that they do so, as we cannot afford to do it ourselves. I have come to Parliament to pay my last respects to President Moi. His death has taught me many key things. He was an all-rounded leader. He focused on many things: the youth, women, children, education. He was God-fearing, loved sports and music. There is so much that Moi did that I would like our current leaders to follow.
Russia said that it is ready to support Burundi in the coming elections. This was said after the East African community stated that they will also send observers for the general elections.
On the state of the upcoming general election in Burundi on May 20th, Russia is certain that the elections will be free and fair and will be prepared by following the laws of Burundi. Russia recognizes that elections are the responsibility of Burundi and opposes any interference from outside.
That's where we leave off with international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The head of the National Service, Brigadier General Charles Mpuge, said that as of March of this year, the force through Suma JKT will start construction of a factory that will produce solar panels as part of the government's goal of making Tanzania a middle-income country, as well as creating employment for Tanzanians.
We will soon, by March, open a large solar factory, and we, JKT Suma, will fix all the road infrastructure. What we are avoiding is of a lower cost than the cost we will incur later. So personally, in my sincere opinion, we should not underrate the importance of building capacity for youth.
The Executive Director of Tanzania Private Sector Foundation, TPSF, Godfrey Simbeye, has said that the upcoming investment forum to be held in Songwe region will be another important opportunity for Tanzanian businessmen and women to look for markets in SADC countries after several entrepreneurs from member countries of the community confirmed participation in the forum to be opened by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa.
The region is also very well prepared. On the day, we will launch Songwe Region Investment Profile, and this will be done by the Prime Minister. This shows how ready the region is to share the available opportunities, as well as why it is important to look into the SADC market, as it is bigger than the East African market.
The Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Khamisi Kigwangalla, has directed institutions which provide hospitality services to ensure they are registered and provide services according to required standards in order to improve the tourism sector in the country.
Ensuring stronger linkages between industry and academia will also help address unemployment and the skills knowledge gap that prevents Tanzanians from reaching their full potential in this important contributor to the Republic's economy. Development of tourism and hospitality industry depends on many things, but most importantly, quality of services delivered and competence of the workforce. Quality services create loyal customers who will always keep coming, and an educated workforce can help address sustainability challenges across the industry.
All are witnesses. We are going to various services. We get food and drinks from various places, but we still see that this is not being taken as serious profession. We need to give this profession its weight and for people to get employed, having passed through the formal education system, so that they can provide better services.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
In sports. The head coach of Simba Sports Club, Sven Ludwig van den Broek, has said that his team is well prepared for their match against Mtibwa Sugar tomorrow, and they have no reason to lose the important game.
there an excuse tomorrow? No. I don't think there's an excuse. So pitch, weather, rain, sun, whatever, referees, there is no excuse tomorrow. There's only we, and we are responsible. We have to show a better image than we did 2 days ago, and it's our task to make a positive result. I don't know, I see them everywhere, so I think here in Morogoro we will also have a lot of fans, and also for them you play. I'm disappointed from the result, but I'm disappointed 2 days ago because you let down many numbers of fans and maybe more board members. So you play not only for yourself, you also play for the outside image, and I think we have to do our best for everyone.
And the National Sports Council has admitted the Tanzania Football Federation, TFF, has not paid referees for a long period of time due to shortage of funds.
We have advised them to run various training so as to keep up to date. We have advised them also to run workshops on laws, so if they sit together and receive ongoing training on these things, we believe that the challenge in translating laws will be alleviated. BMT calls on companies, private individuals, as well as other companies to continue to come and support.
Inatoa wito kwa makampuni ya watu binafsi na wadhamini kuendelea kujitokeza.
Lyon defender Fernando Macal's comical own goal helped Paris Saint-Germain claim victory and open up a 12-point lead at the top of Ligue 1. Here's more.
With no PSG player in sight, fullback Marcel smashed a shot into the roof of his own net from Julian Draxler's pass. That had put Thomas Tuchel's side 3-0 up following first half goals from Angel Di Maria and Kylian Mbappe. Martin Terrier and Moussa Ndebele reduced the deficit to 3-2 before Edinson Cavani netted PSG's fourth.
Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy has returned to the world #1 spot for the first time in 5 years. Here is more.
The fourth-time major winner 30 replaces American Brooks Koepka. Neither player featured at the Pebble Beach Pro Am this weekend, but the 2-year rolling format of the ranking system takes McIlroy top. This will be his 96th cumulative week as world #1, the fourth most of any player, but his first since September 2015. Only Tiger Woods, Greg Norman and Nick Faldo have spent more weeks as the world's top-ranked player. The complicated nature of the ranking system takes McIlroy from 0.2 points behind Koepka to 0.03 points in front.
Mercedes Formula One boss Toto Wolff says that Lewis Hamilton staying with the team beyond the end of the season is the obvious pairing. Here is more on this report.
The sixth-time World Championship contract runs out at the end of 2020, and he has so far made decisions on his future. Wolff said he would like to have the fastest man in the car, and I know Lewis wants to be in the fastest car, so there is an obvious mutual outcome. I have great belief in the abilities of the team to attract the best drivers, and Lewis has proven he is the best driver, and in the mid and long term, I would hope we can continue to provide technology to the best driver. Wolff and Hamilton are likely to begin initial conversations over a new contract when they meet this month. The 2020 Mercedes runs for the first time at the Silverstone on Friday before pre-season testing starts in Spain on 19th February.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and good night.